And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to look at some facts and truths the scaremongering Ramonas have been spewing for years. I.e., we need the EU, we can't compete with the EU, how can we desert the EU, we can't succeed on our own, blah blah blah, bloody blah. Well, it seems we now see who is right and who is wrong. This article is a bit of great news, and I'm sure you'll agree we need a bit of good news, don't we, at the minute? It's titled, Who Needs the EU? Global Britain diverts business away from the Brussels bloc, new research. Seems we were right, everyone, and not the doom and gloom merchants. Shall we read? British exporters are already severing ties with the EU in favour of alternative markets elsewhere in the world, in line with Boris Johnson's Global Britain vision, new research has indicated. I'd like to say at that point, sod Boris's global vision. He's sold that and I'm not buying it, thank you. In regards to exporters, well done. See all you lefty whinging companies trying to say it's not possible outside the EU? Seems you're proven wrong again, doesn't it? With less than a month to go before the end of the Brexit transition period, EU negotiator Michel Barnier and UK counterpart Lord David Frost are working feverishly to try and thrash out a trade deal. However, with such an agreement hanging in the balance, the study, undertaken by Lloyds Bank and Aston Business School, indicates nearly 1 in 5 companies which export goods overseas has diverted business away from the EU since the 2016 referendum result. 1 in 5, everyone. That's not a small amount, is it? So 1 in 5 have prepared early then. And obviously these companies see trade with the EU as pointless maybe, problematic, risky even. With the way they're treating us, I don't see why not. The research also indicates that firms are actively looking for new export markets as a result of the UK leaving the EU. And I guarantee these are the export firms that will thrive. Hopefully this promotes all of our 26,000 exporters to do the same and cut off the EU altogether. Exports worth an estimated £50 billion have been diverted since June 2016, according to the report, based on an analysis of 340,000 quarterly export transactions made by a total of 26,000 UK exporters. 26,000 exporters at 1 in 5, everyone, is 5,200 firms already self-reliant as British exporters, all done without the EU's red tape, bureaucracy and time wasting. It's looking good, isn't it, everyone? Over the course of the last 5 years, growth in export values towards EU countries have fallen by an average of 8.7% a year, the report added. So these firms have been getting things right, in my opinion, right from the referendum. Well done to them. Separate polling of 1,200 British businesses indicated nearly 1/3 of exporters had made changes to their supply chain because of Brexit. Supply chain? So not only our exports are bypassing the EU, but also our supply lines too. It's not looking good for you, is it, EU? 50 billion down on trade? Ouch. Export Minister at the Department for International Trade, Graham Stewart, said 90% of global growth is expected to be outside Europe over the next few years. In my opinion, this is why the EU are terrified. We're going to beat them in competition, and that's what terrifies them the most. That's why they've been bully boys and interfering in everything that we do. This is why they're terrified of us on an even playing field, and that's why they must keep us in something that wouldn't be even. So it is great to see UK firms aligning their sales with the fastest growing parts of the world. You've got to agree with that one, haven't you, everyone? Now, I would like to say at this point, karma is a bitch, isn't it? And they deserve this, i.e. the EU, in regards to this, for the way they've treated us for a 40-year member, don't forget. We're a 40-year member and a high-up member, high-paying member, and they treated us like they are doing. Let's not forget, they're still blackmailing us for a deal 4 years after we voted. Shall we see if we actually should have a deal, shall we? Yeah, let's have a look at who else doesn't have a deal with the EU. Over 2/3 of the world sells to the EU on WTO terms. So no trade deal, no demands. Last year, 142 states sold the EU £1.2 trillion of goods, with no trade deal in sight. Only 69 states had any kind of agreement. Only a handful of those traded in any meaningful volume. A further 142 states globally sold goods to the EU last year without a trade deal, without being members of the single market and or customs union, without giving up any of their territory, without giving up rights over their coastal waters, without giving up legal supremacy or governance to the ECJ, without paying vast subsidies to the EU, without having to align their fiscal policy, industrial strategy, regional support, state aid or almost any other economic policy to that of the EU, without tying their socio-political policies to those of the EU. These states are all sovereign, yet they all sell successfully to the EU. And then finally, everyone, we've got this graph of who sells to the EU with no trade deals whatsoever. We've got China, 420 billion euros per year. The USA, 294 billion. Russia, 157 billion. India, Taiwan, Vietnam, Brazil, Saudi, Malaysia, Thailand, 48 billion down to 23 billion. All with no EU single market or regulations or hoops to jump through. See what I mean now about not needing the EU? 5,200 of our companies are able to not deal at all with them. That should send a message to all Ramonas if you're listening. Give up. The truth is coming out now, or should I say, the truth emerges from a cloud of scare, i.e. scaremongering. But anyway, I'd like to know your opinion on this, everyone. Do you feel the same? Do you think this is more good news? I just think that the EU are so desperate to get us to sign up to something so they can control us because they know we're going to crush them. I've said this numerous times. This is pretty much proof of I'm right, they're wrong. Or should I say, we're right and they're wrong. But let me know what you think, everyone. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share it out, everyone. I really do need everybody to share it out if they can. And I'll see you on the next one.